Yo, we here, man. We here. I'm Croc Kicks. In the middle, we have.
Gio, what's going on? What's going on? This is your boy Gio from the bottom.
It's your boy Ted. I'm here, man. Here in the middle. So I'm here in Florida, man. Orlando, Florida, man. We just here to have a good time tonight.
That's it. That's it. And we want to welcome you to another beginning. We got a lot on. A lot to this. But man, we just want to just say hello to all the beautiful people in the room, all the kings and queens in the room today. Please do us a favor if you haven't already. If you haven't already, share. Right? We want everybody to know what's going on here. At Kickinit316, man. Any words, man, before we things off?
It's been a long week, and the week came on, and it was just it's a long. And just keep grinding, do what you do, and look forward to excelling and passing your goals. So I mean that's it for me.
Man, I just want to say publicly happy Father's to you, fellas, man. I was telling you guys yesterday, whenever they talk about black men not being in the kid's life, I don't know shit. You know that, man. I don't know that story. So I just want to say Happy Father's Day to you guys and to all of us doing what we do, man. The special is we need any type of recognition for doing what we do. So appreciate you for being a good father.
That's it, man. And man, I guess I'll jump in here too, man, and just say thank you for being great fathers, man. And man, I'm just excited for another day of air to breathe. I got stuff out of my chest, and I'm grateful for this platform. But we want y'all to know, man, you can get some stuff off of your chest too.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're here for. We're gonna wait. I'm gonna turn things over to Theo, man.
So real quick, ask you all to share, to like, to subscribe to our YouTube channel at this time. If you can, just please make sure we get these numbers up. They're going up, and we want to do this interactive show. So let's kick it off. I want to talk about what's coming out on the 25th of June, man. Somebody say it's payday, the 25th of June.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are that, but you got these shoes coming out. The Jordan 3 Animal Instinct 2.0. They are a retro shoe that is almost paying homage to the original Instincts, Animal Instinct. And these are the Jordans. I mean, literally the shoe the Jordan had with the air bubble in it. It's a dope shoe. At first, I mean, I was sold on it. I told the guys I might have to sleep on the couch for a couple weeks because I want to get these shoes so bad. But the more I look at them, the more I realize I might not really want them. So I don't know. Are they a hit or is it a miss? I don't think.
A miss.
I'm a hard pass. I say though,
the resale's gonna
animal
be high.
print seems to always hit on the resale market.
Yeah,
but for me, I don't want to take a leap on something that I'm not going to even think about rocking because if it flops on the resale market, then you can't see it. Yeah. I mean, you can always send it back with Nike.
All right.
Moving on, we got the Jordan 1 Retro. This is the women's, man, and this is a little tie-dye joint, and I ain't gonna lie. I'm feeling it.
Extended sizes.
Do they have those?
Yes, they're doing extended sizes for men.
So I might. I'm waiting on a box. Waiting box. So me out of condition, may be able to count it. But if I get a yellow light, not even a green light, but a yellow light, I'm gonna pull the trigger on these blues. Always for me, anything bluish I can rock. So yeah, this is a must-have for me.
It's a short yellow or long yellow. I mean, at the end of the day, like if you get any kind of light other than red, you can go.
Listen, this is big. He barely cops ones. So.
He doesn't do ones.
Listen, Ted, you're turning me into a believer. I didn't like one Jewels. I didn't like Magnums. I'm starting to finally catch.
Yo, dude.
Yeah, the one
man. I should have listened a long time ago, man.
Yeah, the ones for me are starting to become. I mean, I hate the boxy look of it, but I think with the re-engineering they did to it, it's very comfortable shoe. I mean, I might be able to ball in them, So yeah. Yeah, hate what they do.
He got a little fadeaway.
Haters do what they do. It's all good. I love y'all anyways. I'm a baller.
Sure. Another shoe we got coming out you. So you know this is being listed as coming out on the 6th. This is coming out internationally on the 26th. And so they had a release date side, but this would be an international shoe. Personally, for me, you know, looking they have the elephant print on the toe and the heel box. I mean, it looked like you know most threes except for it has the blue on there. For me, I'm not the biggest fan of threes. Not the biggest fan of threes. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a pass for me. I have really no desire. I mean, they're going for 190, 26, like I said, internationally. But what y'all think?
It does. I just want to have one question real quick. I see Crystal just locked in. Does that have any merit as to why you say it's a pass?
Oh,
She's paying attention. Yeah, she's on. Yeah. She's on. Oversight. Accountants in the house. Let me just this. Honestly, I was everyone fell in love with the threes, and then Jordan came out with the fours. It was like it's a lights out. Like, if Jordan wasn't releasing a 4 this year, I might cop these. But I know that the 4s are coming out, I think, in July or August, and it's a miss only because I know that those are coming out, and I really want those. So
I just want to say I like certain threes, like the originals. You know, I like the free throw line. I like the Chinese. I think it was the Chinese New Year, whatever it was. I like certain threes, but these. Go ahead, Croc.
Let me just say this, man. It's on a whole nother subject, man. But man, I had to talk myself off of a ledge this week. All right. Man, I was feeling. I want some cool gray 5s. I want them. I saw a picture surface of some cool grays, and people starting to call for them. And I was getting ready to grab the things and just deal with the repercussions, the transgressions, But I talked myself off of a ledge, and I bought you for a really good price. So kudos to me, man. Can I get some
kudos to you, brother? We're proud of
some likes, man. I talked myself off of a ledge, man. I was responsible.
You were responsible for once, so we appreciate that.
We both far away to offer you a couch to sleep on.
Yeah.
All right, and our last shoe we're looking at is the Jordan 11 Retro Low. This shoe is a combination of the Concords and red colorway. This is coming out on the 27th. And to be honest, I actually like this shoe. I think it's clean. I think it's nice for this time of year, summer, springtime. You can't go wrong. But unbeknownst, if you don't feel like they aren't the most comfortable shoes in the world. So you wear those because they look good on your feet, but you take them off as soon as you can. But I believe they sell on 85 coming out on the 27th. Not at that price. I personally think you will probably
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but people get offended when it comes to those. So.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I don't know. I'm not a low type of guy. I'm sorry. I like them. I like the high tops at all costs, and especially with the 11s. I mean, with the low ones, you can rock those with a suit, with some khakis, with some plaided pants, but
shorts.
Yeah, with some shorts too. You're right.
Yeah, I got one pair of 11 lows. They do
the referee
go nice with the Easters with shorts.
Yeah,
but I'm a pass.
It's definitely not a must-have, but I think it's a clean shoe. I would aim for.
Which threes you talking about, Keelan? You talking about the Animal Instincts or the Royal Blues? You gotta be specific. No, he's
the Lord is with man. He hits on some stuff, man. Stuff possible to hit on, man.
Well, the Lord is with him, indeed. He's talking about the Blues. All right, are we? So I think for me, it's only because it's a low. Shay, you said it was a hit.
And Jay said 11 lows.
Yeah,
the 11 lows. Nah, I'm passing on the 11 lows.
And AJ Head said it's a hit. Must have. All right.
Gio, I got one question for you, Gio. I got one question for you.
Wifey's watching. Be careful. Go ahead.
Aren't you waiting on a pair of shoes, brother?
Bro. I mean, can we talk about this for a sec? I don't want to take too much time, but But man, I mean, you sent me a couple of. It was providential too, because you sent me and Croc sent me some YouTube. I think Unbreakable and some other guys, and they were snapping on StockX, and I'm sitting here like, man, this has never happened to me before, and it ain't gonna happen to me now. Lo and behold, StockX get shoes from StockX. They come in like literally in 5 days, but sit in Fresh's living room. You got box showing up at the front door of your house. You on your ring, some, and then I'm like, yo, this is 1 week. This is 2 weeks. What's happening? And then StockX is wilding. And again, I don't want to, I'm not talking bad about anybody's business. This is just personal experience. It hasn't been a good one. I mean, I was trying to get those 13 flints, and it's been waiting to pick up by carrier for almost now 14 days. So it's been authenticated. The shoes were authenticated, and the way stock works, Kickinit316 family simply is that you put in bids or you buy out straight out a shoe, and someone will send in a shoe that you're looking to get, and it will get authenticated to make sure it is authentic, and then they're supposed to ship it out to you. I think what Shay the policy is 12 days, and so
expect 10 to 12 days.
Yeah, and so anything over that is something's not going on. So when I get the box, I'll make sure that everything is copacetic.
Hey, you see, he got the hand.
Don't do that. Don't
bad things.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yo. No, man. Well, those links that you waiting on, they are a beautiful shoe.
We're waiting.
In hand, a great shoe, man. And
shoe
the
can?
weight is going to be worth. It's going to be worth the weight. Man. It's going to be worth it all.
Oh, Keelan, don't say that, bro. Don't say that. StockX sent me used shoes one time.
Yeah, I mean, if we could talk StockX for a minute longer.
The
first thing I heard was that number one. Well, we know that I think early or late last year they had some type of leak.
A breach, yeah.
Everybody's personal information got out, and then now I've been hearing over and over again where they send used shoes, they send shoes that didn't seem legit. They've had some issues now with shipping, so bruh, I don't know what's going on. As we was talking earlier, they can't blame it on COVID because you still got goats sending out their shoes,
bro.
Like still sending out their shoes. Everybody sending out their shoes, but StockX.
And you can't say like real talk. Like real talk. I mean those what the man's those sixes came in, and I bought them a good 2 weeks, a good 10 days after the 13s. I got those from Sneaker App, and so.
Hold on, man. Y'all gonna get off of StockX, man. They come through for your boy.
I know.
He good.
You would think you got stock in StockX.
They come through.
You got stock in StockX.
And
he
perhaps,
has no gripes.
I'm gonna say perhaps y'all will stop talking down upon them. Maybe they'll come through for you.
I received that word. I received that. So I'm gonna take this to GOAT too, man. They seem to be y'all right.
Y'all ready to kick the thing off?
Let's go to that.
So we in the past we've been talking about this close to the end of the show, but this week we want to talk about it early. Just a quick update. One of the officers fired, and that's pretty much all that was done. And the crazy thing, we talked about this. I think it was Friday. So we saw a video of them boarding up the courthouse. They were boarding up the courthouse, and it was said that they told employees quietly to, go ahead and leave early, get out of here. And they started boarding up. Just all thinking an announcement. Board sending people on believe that the announcement would be they weren't going to indict or anything officers. It is still haven't done anything other than firing the officer, which I mean, what does that mean for somebody waiting for justice? So,
right.
I mean, I don't know about, but for you, I'm frustrated because I feel like justice isn't there. Number one, number two, we talked about this before, but these Democrats that are in office there that Black people have sown loyalty to are sitting on their hands and not doing anything. And this goes back to what we're saying, that we have to put people in office that have the same mindset, that have the same interests at heart. That we got to start doing that. It doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter if they're Republican or Democrat or independent or libertarian. We got to put people in office that have the same interests at heart that we have legitimately. Who come to start, talking good to us, but somebody that we know that's consistently trying to do the right thing. So, I mean, for me, it's frustrating. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but
Yep.
I'm
You
frustrated.
see Keelan comment, how are you gonna pass a law on her name and don't arrest, charge the people who killed her? You know, just disgusting. I mean,
You admit that it was wrong,
yeah.
but then you don't arrest the people that,
I mean, we talked about. I think we talked about on last week how we saw the interview that her mom did. Where she was misled to leave the scene of the crime, to go to the hospital to look for her daughter. She's there for hours looking for her daughter. Comes back to the scene only to find out that her daughter is still upstairs and is dead.
Yeah.
Right? Then they give her some runaround talking about, her boyfriend is being questioned to see who could have done this. All while they sneaking his daughter's body out the back door.
and they
You know
know
what
who
I'm
did
saying?
it.
It's just sickening, man. And we a couple shows ago, man, we made sure we put it out there, man. We got to do a better job of voicing our concerns, our outrage or whatever, outcry for the women too,
Yeah.
right? I don't know why it is that society doesn't put the same volume to brutality that our women are going through, man. Keep that same energy going, man.
Keep the thing, and
So we will be saying the same here, man. We're gonna say it over and over. If I haven't had an opportunity to sign a petition, to make phone calls, please do that. There's various places that you can go to do so. All you gotta do is just Google. And
yeah, matter of fact, I saw a screenshot today of the number, email address, everything for the DA, the governor, all those people in Kentucky. So, man, let's make our heard, man. We got to make this thing happen.
right.
What do you think? What do you think about the whole? All right, so they called her name. They did not arrest the officers yet. They were fired. And was it a few days ago we saw some movement happening, you know, at the courthouse, and they're boarding up the courthouse. And into tea leaves. What do you read into that?
Yeah, we just, I don't know if
Yeah.
you heard, but yeah,
Oh
we
yeah, I
just,
talked about that already.
No way.
Hey, my bad. but can we just pause for a lot longer? Can't talk about it though. Like, and let me say this. I wanted to speak on that. I guess I didn't get a chance to say anything to that fact, but that's crazy to me that can happen. And I don't know if it's prudence or wisdom as to why they're definitely an answer or a decision has been made, and they're trying to find a way to maybe break that to the public. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I just see the boarding up of the courthouse, and I have this feeling in my stomach that says this is like a broken record. Same thing happens everywhere. It's going to happen again here, and all we can do is, I don't want to say all we can do is hope and pray. I mean, praying and hoping is good, but we've got to do something additional, make sure that change can happen, and at least if not in this case, then in future cases to come.
I have zero confidence that the right thing
Mm.
zero
Yeah.
happen. I think they're gonna come and say, you know, we decided, or the grand jury decided, or whatever. They're gonna come up and say, there'll be no charges filed. And I think them boarding up the courthouse is probably the best thing they could do, because it's gonna be some issues. It's gonna be some issues.
Mm.
People are tired, man. People are tired. I mean, you're tired, and people aren't hearing what you're saying. Eventually, you start acting out in a way that you hope will bring their attention to what you're trying to say. And people are tired, man.
I feel as though honestly that these individuals, Keelan's long take to do the thing, the harder it becomes to do the right thing. You're right, and not only that, the harder it is for people to have confidence in zero confidence. Yeah, it's harder for the people to
Yeah,
have
zero
confidence in.
confidence.
And so let me just say this, because now they're boarding up courthouse. probably to many people a symbol of white supremacy, if you want to be 100, in terms of just the history that the courthouse has played in terms of, you know, the history of America as it includes people of color. You know that, you know, if you just purview or survey a historical glance at the fair shake that African Americans or people of color have had in the court system, we know that it has not been equitable with our white counterparts, and so they are boarding this up as a means to protect, I guess, protect the building. What do you think about this whole cancel culture? This cancel culture now, where people are literally deciding that they're going to cancel some of these symbols of injustices that, for some reason, that our community has not yet had a chance to do away with. And I'm more so talking about like Confederate flags and statues and.
Yo, they all must come down.
Tumble it down.
Bring them down.
All the
Down.
way. All
Down goes Fletcher.
Yeah.
Burn them. Burn them. Paint over them.
What was the worst knockout?
Uppercut. I don't know.
Man, some in Tyson, Doug.
Days.
Yeah, down. All right, down.
Someone
Bring
says,
them down.
hey, they go my boy, my boy Justin says the white Jesus
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Well,
we
we're
gonna
gonna
go
talk.
there.
We're gonna talk about that.
We're gonna
Hey,
go there. We're gonna
hey.
talk about it.
Is it some
We're
culture,
gonna
baby?
talk about it.
We're gonna step on some toes tonight. We're gonna kick some toes tonight, baby.
Yo, hey,
So,
hey,
yeah, man, I think they need to come down, man. I think, and I do think, man, the people that are taking them down, man, you gotta be a little smarter. Like, you gotta be a little more careful, because everything coming down now. Let's not. They gonna blood gonna be shed over some of this stuff now.
Yeah. So my question is, in this great land of power and great, when have we ever celebrated losers? Never celebrate losers. And why do we feel like it's okay to celebrate losers? How can we say the United States of America, but we're going to celebrate losers? Losers that tried to fight to keep people enslaved and lost. But yet we still have. Why do we celebrate losers? They didn't win anything.
We shouldn't. And as a matter of fact, history is always told from the perspective of the victor. I mean, any like world history, U.S. history. If you let us tell it about the conquest of America, we seem like But then if you get the history from the Native Americans who are indigenous here, you're like, so history's always been told from the perspective of the victor. That's number one. Two, I think that in the only time we see that history is being upheld by those who have lost is when it comes down to this thing of white supremacy and again the love of some for slavery, because you look at, and I hate to use a basketball analogy, but I'm going to do that. No one likes losers unless you have an affinity for that particular team that's losing, right? Like I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm an Orlando Magic fan. I've been that since day one. There was a time where we were winning for like 2 or 3 seasons, but it's been 30 plus years of straight L. You feel me? But I will never stop rooting for Orlando because I have that affinity. I love them, and I think there's a segment of America,
affinity for hatred.
There's a segment of America who has affinity not for winning or losing, but for hatred itself, and that was AJ is a whole lot of stuff, and
but even in your affinity for Magic, you're not going to put statues for them as if they won. You're not going to put monuments as if they won something. I mean, you're going to love the team, you're going to root for them, but you're not going to. Magic haven't put up monuments. I live in Orlando. I don't see any monuments.
We got some Eastern Conference championship banners hanging. You feel me?
Yeah, because you won that. You won the banner. But you don't celebrate your loss. You don't lost the playoffs. It's last.
Argue, we're celebrating our heritage. You know.
So you are celebrating the evil part of heritage when your grandparents, great grandparents owned slaves. If that's what you want to celebrate, then celebrate being a racist. Don't try to cover it as heritage.
Don't
I mean,
sugarcoat it.
yeah, why do I negative parts of my life?
Yeah,
So,
let me
Celebrate alcohol.
because I put that question out there, but I really
I know. Go ahead.
yo. So I might have shown. I don't know where I heard it from, but pretty much somebody was making the point that, yo, there was only Confederate states for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Actually, the flag was around
met something,
forever. It was
Yeah.
It was a 3-year run.
bro. We can't go even deeper than that. Like, America, those who say that speak with a forked tongue, all right? Because you don't see anywhere where racism has been has triumphed and eventually in reverse, where you see people there still holding on to their heritage. You don't see Germans talking about, oh, I'm a hang on to my Nazi heritage. That doesn't happen, right? And it is not acceptable. As a matter of fact, in Germany, most of those statues they don't see nothing that pays homage to
Hitler.
to Hitler. You go to South Africa. I was in South Africa. You know what I'm saying? You don't see anybody out here who are praising the imperial rule of the white South Africans in South Africa. In fact, when you go to South Africa, they've replaced these statues with statues of Reverend Tutu and statues of other people that have led the fight against apartheid. So only in America do I see that there are people, and I'm saying this because I've been blessed to be able to travel a little bit, and I can see that only in America do we see where people really want to say that they're holding on to these racial symbols of their heritage. And as y'all perfectly said, what a heritage can it be if it's only about 3 years and they lost on top of that? I don't know.
And I think the temperature has been too cool for long. And I think it's the perfect situation. One of the recent sermons, like, I was literally sitting at home. There was no sports to watch. We watched George Floyd get killed before our very eyes. We couldn't turn away from it. We couldn't turn the channel. All that was on the
temperature.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now we see that the temperature is hot. And finally, it's the climate right now is not okay to be a white person. At this point. So I think in the countries that we're talking about, like, the folk overall were just so appalled. They were just so disgusted. They band together and said, we're not going to stop this. And I don't know what's so long here in America for us to just get disgusted with hatred and racism, man. But it's seeming like, and I ain't sold. Trust me, I ain't sold. But it's seeming like people are starting to get disgusted at it.
I think people are starting. And the reason why it's still so prevalent, the reason why you still have an idiot standing on the sidewalk with one hand. The reason why things like that happen is because it's ingrained in the fact of America.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the country was built on
Racism,
on slave labor. Not only that, this country was stolen from Native Americans, and then built and built up on the back of racism. So it's ingrained in the fact. I mean, you go back to the Constitution where we're considered three-fifths of a human, where just recently they consider lynching a hate crime. It's ingrained in the fabric of who this country is, and so it's going to take. And you still have those same people that believe in that who still have power.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to place in those people. It's going to take. I think this new generation that's coming up behind us, that is a generation that doesn't tolerate that type of stuff. It's going to take something after us. I mean, it's not, man. We'll continue on forever.
Yeah. Definitely what you're saying. You're on point with that. And I want to add though that relates to the fight against supremacy, and as relates to what the perfect storm. I think that Americans are just tired. I think they're just tired, and there's always been, so for current talking about the silent majority, but trust me, there's a silent majority in America, people who have never said anything, but speaking out, and they're speaking out because they realize that just by lending their voice to the cause, a lot of things are being a lot of positivity is coming to that. So I just think that we need more so than anything else. We need allies. We need allies. Go ahead.
What's that silent majority rally this again?
It was very silent. It was very silent.
People in the 19,000 building.
Yeah. Can we touch on the white Jesus? And well, before we go there, can I just talk about the cancel culture? That's what I wanted to say. The cancel culture, I have to explain a big part in what's happening here, because you have to understand that going back to maybe before COVID, going back to Bill Cosby, right? When people, or even the campaign, and when people were tired of individuals utilizing their powers to lord it over women, right? And I guess from what I'm saying is, a part of what I see now is a manifestation of a perfect storm. The cancel culture has literally morphed not only from the areas of these powerful men taking advantage of women, but also now where people are seeing that the abuse of power does not only happen from a man to a woman, but also between races. And we've been saying that for years, but now that I think this cancel culture is huge, people are calling people out on Twitter. I don't want to call them mobs because that sounds like a negative, pejorative term. I think if people come together without any legislation, they will go and say, okay, y'all not going to vote this statute down. We can take it. And so I think that ought to do that as well.
Like, just on there, someone tell America this is the 180, not 60 dance. Whenever awareness is trending around, like reparation or repentance, I'm about that reparation. You know what I'm saying? I'm about that. Hashtag reset, man. And I promise I won't.
Lordy. Yeah.
Shoot, I would invest in joint, man. I'll get some business going. I'll get some real estate going, man. I would start some stuff up for kids. Let's man.
You talk this white Jesus.
This white Jesus or black Jesus.
I remember this one church was.
One church. You're not gonna call it out.
Yeah.
Nah,
call it out.
The middle.
Pop.
And
and a popcorn. There's many churches in a popcorn.
The church had Jesus on it. I wrote about like, I'm like, number one, you're a church, so you should be scripturally sound. So scripturally, that depiction that you have of Jesus doesn't match what's in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, in the middle of a black community, you're tone deaf to the community that you're in. Number three, who made that decision? And so this leads me to talking this white Jesus thing. Where do we get white Jesus from? When you look at the Bible, the Jesus that we see in the Bible, Jesus that we see in the Bible does not match the pictures that we see displayed everywhere.
It does say he had hair white as wool, and I think somewhere it talks about like blue eyes.
Where we found that at?
He being sarcastic.
From Corinthians, from another Corinthians.
For 2 Corinthians.
Now let's be real. Just this past Sabbath, I preached and I was talking about Simon of Cyrene, and the fact that Cyrene, President Cyrene is in Libya, which is on the continent of Africa. The gospel before it made it to Europe was already in Africa, and we don't you don't have to be a deep theologian to kind of trace that back. You can literally just read the gospel, and we know that Simon of Cyrene had a different hue than the rest, because the Bible says that the Bible doesn't say, but he was picked out of a. And there's something about him that must have stuck out to the centurions. And so you have verse of ebony hue, who literally and carrying the cross. And, and he was in Jerusalem for his pilgrimage, meaning he had to go back to where he came from, and no doubt that particular gospel made its way there. So we have to be careful how we allow the gospel to be introduced to us. I believe that many of us times have just taken for granted what has been given to us, and we just perpetuate that. And I think it is imperative that we are studious of the word and that we understand history as it relates to how the Bible comes in connection with the Bible and history.
Listen, I'm okay with Jesus, right? Okay.
Why
Jesus? I'm okay with Spanish Jesus. I'm okay with Caribbean Jesus because we were all made in the image of God.
Yes, sir.
My issue comes in, and I understand, I understand. I get it. You don't want to tell your child that Jesus is black. I mean, I get it. I understand it. All right, but don't demonize it.
Yeah.
When the facts are the facts. Don't come to certain islands or certain countries
and that's
and,
what, and
and
that's the
try
issue.
and demonize, whitewash
And
the
that's the issue.
There you
truth.
go.
That's the issue. That's the challenge. That's when it comes. We talk about this white privilege.
Or people always say, well, why does it matter what color he is? Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as he depicted the way you want him to be depicted. But when somebody else is black, then all of a sudden here's an issue.
And that's why I would kind of give a little history. I would give a little of the gospel making its way to Africa before it moved to Europe, because the way the gospel has made its way to many of our shores, there was by way of missionaries. I think that they came and they, like you said, they whitewashed, and they read a lot of their culture into the Word of God, and they imposed that on people. And so I don't have a problem with it, and I think to a certain degree we touched on it, and I don't know that we have time to go into it, but even within the Pan American people, there's a segment of people who have been imperialized by this Eurocentric culture to the point they believe white is right at all costs.
They were indoctrinated in that drink.
I had someone say, Pastor, why must we sing? Why are you taking away some of our hymns? Why are we singing some gospel? And it's sad because we didn't culture, like we done our what's in our blood. Like, literally, when we listen to some of our music, you can't help but to sway and move. It's just something that's innate in you. But then it's like everything is up for grabs until you get to the church house. And people of color, and I guess to a certain degree, how the God came down to them, white is right. And so, in the case of the children of age, I think that eventually they had to take that white Jesus down and put something that is more appropriate. And to answer Don and Keelan's request, I don't have a problem with that either. I just know that to mandate that from every Christian person in America might cause more harm.
I didn't think
Right. Yeah, we're gonna keep moving, man. So we touched on Jesus. Team reason kicking it for a reason. I think said they Jesus to hide him.
Yeah.
They took him to Egypt to hide him, like to blend in. You know what I'm saying?
You can't hide that Jesus be saying in Egypt.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna kick push. We're gonna kick push on that one. Right. Yeah, man. I came up this, man, on Sean King's podcast, and I know some people aren't really on board that train. Some people are. I'm of the persuasion that we gonna need multiple people, man, just mounting up, supporters to tear down these these strongholds, man. So I frequent his podcast, pretty frequent. I check it out. And he had on there the district attorney for San Francisco, Chesa. Am I saying that right? Chesa
Your guess is as
Bowden,
good as
right?
mine.
Boudin.
Oh, he from New Orleans?
I don't know where you from, but it sounds like a New Orleans.
It'll be even.
Yeah, that's
Be
that's
even.
New Orleans name right there.
But basically, he grew up with both of his parents incarcerated and just got tired of it, man. And he was determined to make a change. And upon him getting elected to be district attorney, he made a vow that he was going to reduce the inmate population in his city, incarceration city, by 50%. That's never been done before. Right? Been done before. And Sean King was saying that he thought if he was going to do it, it was going to take him 2 terms. This man has done it in 6 months. And pretty much what he decided he was not going to do was he was not going to allow people to be arrested because they were poor. Yeah, no, we're not going to keep you in jail because you can't make bond for a speeding ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do that. Low-level crimes, you're not a violent offender. We're not going to just throw you in a jail cell so that we can make money off of that, right? And he was able to reduce the inmate population by 50%, which is important. It is important, man, because of the cycles that can be broken because fathers are still able to be in their homes. Once again, I know some people, we've been trained in our minds to think that everybody who does something or goes for a judge, that not only are they guilty, but they are a danger to society. It's just simply a thing.
Correct, yeah.
We're not talking about violent offenders, right? We're not talking about people heavy weights, right? We're talking about jails that are full of people who have committed minor infractions, but are just poor or don't have a good attorney, who are stuck there. We got a lawyer on staff, man, retainer, man. Ted, man, tell us your thoughts.
So my thoughts. There are a couple things that came to mind. I recently was reading this post, and the young lady she's a public defender. She made a post that says that what's been happening. What happens often is that a lot of officers, right before it's time for them to get off their shift, they go and arrest somebody. Why? Because when they arrest you, now they get to sit on the clock while the arrest goes through, so now they're getting paid overtime. So she says whenever she sees bogus charges, like somebody being charged for a drug charge, but they can't find any drugs or anything, she goes to see when the officer's shift ends. She said 9 times out of 10, it would be that the officer's shift ended at 6, but they arrest this person at 5:30, so that they can sit around for till 7 o'clock while the arrest goes through, while the paperwork goes through, so they get paid overtime. So, I'm going to get into it later. When we talk about defund the police, this is one of the things that defund the police. Number 2, the thing that comes to my mind is how many people are in jail because they sold weed? How many people are in jail because they smoke weed? Whereas now in a lot of states, you have people who have money now. We get the war of classes. People who have money who can now go out and legally sell weed through a dispensary. You got people serving 5-10 years because they sold weed, but now you got people who are legally able to sell weed. So why are those people still in jail?
Let them out. Let them out.
So I think he's the right thing. If you are a non-violent offender and you're in jail because you sold some weed, or because your license was suspended, you didn't know. I mean, look at Leaf Bowden in New York, who
I was just about to bring
arrested.
him up.
The only reason why he spent time in jail because his mom couldn't pay for his bail. That's the only reason why he spent time in jail, because his mom couldn't pay for his bail. If his mom was poor and she could get him out, he probably would have never went through the things he went through as a young kid in Rikers in New York. I mean, only being poor.
But
how many people go through that same thing every day?
And again, Ted, to go back to what you're saying, the charge was only for stealing a backpack, a book bag.
That's for the back.
A book bag.
Something,
something
small.
It was something small, and he was held for 2 years in solitary confinement.
God.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, man, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Non-violent offender, no real evidence, it was because he was in jail because his mom couldn't put a bond for him. This man spent time in jail, which I think in the end caused him to have mental issues, which
Hmm.
caused him to kill
Of course.
himself.
Yeah.
I mean, man, we think about it, man. Like for too long, these states need up prisons for
Big
too long.
money, big money.
Big money, big money. So yeah. So which leads to one of our last topics, and we can hit what it means. But I think it probably should be worded a little better so that people can understand when they hear what exactly it means. Because the
Yeah,
people out
messaging.
there just aren't going to do the research. They're just
Yeah,
gonna hear what they hear and be like, "No, we can't defund the police. Who's protect us?"
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about forces that have billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars that are being funded, and they're spending money on tanks and overtime.
hmm
Go ahead, jump in there, Ted.
I had an opportunity just today actually. I know I didn't tell you guys yet, but it just I had the opportunity to do an interview for WC here in Orlando, and one of the questions that that lady that interviewer asked me was about defunding the police, and I said that, and I agree with you 1,000% that the wording, the messaging behind it, the wording could be worded differently.
Hmm.
Defunding the police is it makes no sense where police and I use the same thing can have an arbitrary number, can have $100 billion budget in South Apopka, but the schools in South Apopka and living conditions are atrocious.
Right.
You have to have to buy their own school supplies.
Mm.
You have schools where students are struggling to just be able to buy meals. It makes no sense why police should have $100 billion in the state's arbitrary number, $100 billion budget when you have schools, neighborhoods that are adapted. The way to stop crime is not by putting more police out in the street. The way you stop crime is by investing people in that community so they don't have to resort to crime as an option. A lot of people get involved in crime because they have no other choice. You hear it over and over again. Young men who get involved in the drug game because they're trying to provide for their families. You have people who go and steal because they're trying to provide for their families. Yes, you have some people who are just that's just who they are. But you have a lot of people who do these things because of their circumstances. So they're trying to find a way to provide for the people that are around them. If we take and defund the police and I won't say defunding the police and redirecting the funds of the police, if we direct the funds of the police to providing job training for those in those lower communities, then you won't have as much crime that you have in those communities, and you won't need the tanks. I was in Vero Beach. I was in Vero Beach last week, and I rode by the police station. And next to the police station, behind the police station, in a small town like Vero, deep type armored tank, truck. I'm like, in a town like this, why do they need that in a town like this?
What is that
When
run
people
for?
They
What
got
is one of those run for?
they got to protect the
too
what?
much money.
Got to protect the stream for B now.
It's but it's crazy that we put our money in things like that versus so we try to correct the problem after it's already a problem versus trying to prevent it from becoming a problem.
Can I
I saw I saw.
can I
No,
read
go
it?
ahead,
Yeah,
Gio.
let me go and just read what it that like just because a lot of people there's a lot of people are misconstruing what it means to defund the police, and I think y'all have actually explained it, but I want to give you kind of what's out there, the bulleted points. Defunding the police does not mean eliminate all police funding. Defund the police means police will be funded, police will not be overfunded. Redistribute the city budget. Everyone gets a fair share. Defund the police because this is why police should focus on crimes and criminals. Police are not mental health counselors. They are not
Yes,
social
sir.
workers. They are not medical
Mm-hmm.
professionals. They are not education
Mm-hmm.
specialists. Police should not be responsible for everything. Defund the police emphasizes, these are points of emphasis, on reassessing our values, investing in our communities, investing in our people, funding our schools, funding our hospitals, funding our services, funding infrastructure. Understand that presenting defunding the police as the same as eliminating all funding for police is intentionally misleading and manipulative. So that's something that I think that we need to make sure that the larger public understands that defunding does not mean eliminating all funding. It means making sure that you get what you need, and that, I mean, like you said, budgets are very inflated, and there are other areas of our communities that can utilize those funds. And I think there was a city, I forget where, who has done that, and it has worked very well for them. I think it was Connecticut, somewhere in that area, where they have invested in defunding the police. But go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, man, I do listen rather to decent amount of King. I listen to his podcast every week, and I was listening to one of his recent episode today, and he pointed me to a study.
You say okay.
It's Google. How do the this
Hmm.
how do the big shot childhood friend, fifth grade, X man. I appreciate that comment. How do the police actually spend their time? All
Mm-hmm.
right. He said, he said, he said this stat completely blew his mind. Right. He made me wait like three commercials. I ain't gonna make out. All right. He said, study revealed that only percent of calls that police are dispatched to are violent. Only 4% of the calls that police
Hmm.
are dispatched to are violent. And then only 1% of the calls are serious violent calls. Only 1%. So the other calls that they're responding to, we not it's not what we're thinking about, man. We can pull back on some of the funds that are going towards police, and we can use it to build up communities to prevent crimes, low level crimes from happening.
Yeah. Prevention is better than cure. We know. I think we've gotten so used to it. And it was a powerful illustration I saw the other day where they showed a badge, showed the two badges. It showed a badge that of the star. It said slave catcher on one, and then on the same type of badge, most badges have a star on it. It said police officer. So knowing where it began, there's no there's no there's no I guess surprise of where it
Well,
started out as slave catchers, and now we use them for too many things. Like George read, they're not mental health experts. So
someone
why they're finding somebody who's schizophrenic?
someone said they call it a police force for a reason. Emphasis on force.
Hmm.
You're right.
So let's transition, man. Let's highlight some of these entrepreneurs.
All right.
Physician. He also he's Caleb's and Jackson's doctor also. So he does children also. This area. friend and also a member of my church.
That's
So
what's up,
we're
man.
going to try to every week. We're going to try to highlight someone or multiple people, businesses, people who are black entrepreneurs. I think with 2 or 3 shows we had a good panel, and I don't know about y'all, but we talked about Juneteenth a little bit. I tried. I mean, I really did. I tried. It was a social experiment. The old shot from sunrise, sunset, and I think by seeing how intentional I had to be about the choices I made was so awesome. Because it can be done. It's hard, but you got to be intentional about doing so. And so, I don't know if I want to add to that. Someone said they made Juneteenth famous. I don't know. I don't, go ahead.
55 minus 10 say hey, Juneteenth famous. Now, it could have been within his own little circle that he made it.
So,
The guy trash, man. It is
Yeah, with my breath. I could about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he steps outside his front yard. He got to see in yellow.
Black Lives Matter.
Black lives,
That's what's up.
sir.
So
That's what's up.
listen, man, y'all should know, man. Everybody under the sun, vote, man. Learn the candidates, and vote your conscience, but to make change a reality, man. And the
And
only way to do that is to rock that vote to this community.
also, right now, I know it's a little late, but for the next like, we have some people that we're popping to be candidates. Some people that have like-minded, not just in election terms, but on a day-to-day, they have our same interest at heart. We need to prop those people up.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
if you got the resources, you got the time, and you need to be running office. I mean, if he's commissioner to governor, senator, president, from
School board, baby. Start there.
Yo. So, man, at that point of the show, man,
We are. Kid
who go first, man?
Who done had like 4 or 5 deliveries come together.
Yeah. Gio, man, you know you
Yo got the heat over there.
He.
got a relevant word. I know you got a relevant today's word.
I was going to go here right quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me throw a little. Let me that little. You know what I'm saying? A little carrot on the top. You can't even see it. The cat's act up some reason. But let me just show you this joint real quick.
Good. I don't like it.
He does. Somebody check. They might pop out there. It's not like it was Shay's mic. Yeah. So the door bless. A little bit.
Tell us about, man. Tell us about the shoe, man.
So these are Jordan 6. The hairs. So they're a play on the sevens. You know, the sevens are the hairs that I believe Jordan wore and with Space Jam. So these here are literally the sixes. A lot of really mess sixes in terms of this particular clay glove. It's the leather is firm. The suede little back and forth on it. The shoe well together. It has a little nice pink bottom. Rock with if you're from South Beach, because of pink and green and black, so definitely these will ride hard with those colors. And that's about it. These solid shoes. These are my first sixes. I'm not blessed to have the Travis. Was it the Scots? I can't afford those. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that.
I mean, could you buy it
But
Exactly.
but the Lord gave me this. I'll take it.
Right. All right. It's a dope shoe, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's dope. And I was in the middle of the woods when it came out.
The Lord like ugly.
My reception wasn't working, so. You going?
It's on me.
He's going for something that's exclusive, as always.
Boxes, you know what I'm saying?
Exclusive.
Let's go on boxes.
Let's do boxes. Let's go.
That's right. Here's the shoe, you know.
I said none of my shoes in boxes. I can pull out a box.
We gonna do this here, man. I ain't have I.
They don't. They don't. They don't. I'm just joking.
I'll go here, man. I'll go bread.
Ooh. See, there's something about the force.
And let me tell you something about these fours, man. I really wasn't a fan of the fours, but they have grown on me a whole lot.
I love them.
But this part right here, we got big.
It hits
This part
your ankle?
cutting my Achilles, bro. Like, I ain't feeling that part. But
Wear
every
socks.
time shoe is dope, man. This is an OG. Anytime you hear bread, you just must go ahead and cop it. It's
That's a
it's a
dope
good
shoe.
shoe.
That's a dope shoe right there. Real talk.
Bread forward.
That's it. AJ
All right,
going
so what I'm gonna do, man, I'm gonna pull out these.
some red bottoms.
He said red bottoms. I wish, man. You know, one of my favorite silhouettes, man. Some Jordan ones, and I need y'all to understand the leather quality on these.
Mm.
So out of all Jordans, I think they do their best leather quality on ones.
I think so. Ones and yeah, definitely ones. Yeah.
I don't know anything else that has that type of leather quality on it. So, I think I would.
What's
I think maybe one
it,
time, but good. Huh?
I think the ones are mostly the ones that do that with that, and maybe some of the fours and the fives that do all leathers. I mean, the ones usually do mostly all leather
Yeah,
tops.
it's all leather, and
Yeah.
and then it's the ones that with the ones you gotta wear them. You wear them, you break them in, you know the creases. That's what makes it good. So
They're dope, man.
on one time, so
One time all of the female sneakerheads, we got some ladies in the group, man. They know the vibe. They got the drip.
that was
So shout out.
that was
My homegirl on here, she might have stepped off, but Alicia Horner, she got that. She got a certified problem just like me.
Yeah.
Crystal's
So
on here.
we-
Oh, Ted's wife is on here. She definitely is a sneakerhead. I seen that collection firsthand. You know what I'm saying?
Certified.
Certified.
Look, them bigger head.
Somebody about some old boys, so I'll go ahead and bring them out.
It's
You know
hot
what
to
I'm saying?
yell with the barrel is
You
in
know what I'm
there.
saying? Look,
We got gold boy. They want gold boy.
Oh, so
we
we doing 2 or 3 shoes? Is that what we're doing right now?
Nah. We just saying.
Hey,
Guys,
Shay legit.
gold, but they
Hey,
want
Croc
want
Kicks
gold.
did 3 shoes in one. About to do for he go for a fourth. Go ahead, go fourth. Go for a
Hey,
fourth.
Croc King always lie. He found a way to
What
say
shoes
that.
I
He like, did I just ready? Yeah, you know what.
Yeah, maybe he did. Yeah, maybe he did.
What's
Man,
up,
listen,
man?
we're so grateful for y'all, man. There would be no kicking it without you all. So, man, we're grateful for you all hanging out with us, vibing with us, man. Some of y'all was on here for the whole show. Some of you came on, and whenever you came on, if you came on and peeped in, saw what was up, man, we still appreciate you. It's still a view. So we appreciate all the y'all. If you're not ready, please hit that like button, hit that share button, and shout out to Gio, man. Gio's doing all nothing.
Don't
He
do
got
that.
us out in our space right now. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it.
Yeah, but my camera's
Shout out to
missing.
Gio.
Yo, but hey,
Shout out to Ted. He got his headphones squared away,
Yeah,
man.
straight
There's
up.
a microphone. I got that thing. I make a little to get it right, but it's right. It's right.
And shout out to each and every one of you all for
Shout
keeping
out,
with
shout
us,
out to the Gold Mic boys. I see y'all. I see y'all Gold Mics.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
the bald headed twins. I feel you. Bald headed beer gang. I got you.
We about to go. We about to go.
Hey, we're not snapping today. We're not snapping today.
Hey, just because you got that worship hat, don't get it now. Don't think.
Hey,
You ain't gonna say it, cuz.
Hey, you would get it through, brother.
let's go.
Love y'all, man. We out, man. Thanks for kicking it with us, man. Check out. Go ahead, hit it for him. Yo,
Ready for saying things about
Look,
the
you
beat?
put pressure now.
a little pressure.